I've read that the Cape York Peninsula is the largest area of wilderness in all of Northern Australia. And thankfully, we're fortunate enough to be travelling this beautiful part of the world and have ticked off the bucket list journey to the top of mainland Australia. In this video, we'll be travelling about 240 kilometres through some beautiful country, from the Archer River Roadhouse to the Hann River Roadhouse, where I'm hopeful we'll get to check out this majestic looking peacock that lives nearby. Along the way, we're camping, we're fishing, we're exploring rural towns and roadhouses, and we somehow even end up navigating a pretty intimidating bushfire. Just want to be careful we don't drive into too big of a smoke cloud that we can't see and then we can't drive out of. So thanks for joining me today and welcome to another Adkenture. We've just finished the famous Archer burger from the Archer River Roadhouse, which is where I left you folks in the last episode. After filling up for a hefty $3.10 per litre, we're heading south along the Peninsula Developmental Road and back down the Cape York Peninsula towards old mate Peacock. From Archer River Roadhouse, 66 k's to around Coen, and we're going to camp at this place called The Bend. That's the plan, guys, so let's go.
On the road again.
The next stop for us is a beautiful little riverside camp just north of Coen, and as you can see, we've got some fantastic Aussie scenery to soak up on the drive there. Although the fuel certainly is not cheap up here, for me it's worth every cent when it allows me to explore places like this. Corrugations, gas are almost over for a little while. And here we are at our little Coen camp again, Gaz. All those people here this time.
Yeah, there is.
We found this campsite on Wikicamps, which in case you don't know is an app that we use to locate campsites, showers and taps that we can use to fill up our water tanks. For anybody interested, on Google Maps this spot is shown as the Ben's Campground or Coen Creek Free Camp Area. As you can see, we took the little track down that crosses the river and camped on the other side. Here's a few clips from when we stopped here on the way up to the tip a little while back, and as you can see, there's plenty of vans that pulled up to camp along the river on the roadside, as it's a bit easier to access there. It kind of looks like we're driving on sand here, but we're actually driving on little rocks, which was terrain we hadn't seen anywhere else along the Cape. I love these little rocks because they massage my feet when I walk on them without shoes, but hey, I don't know, I'm weird, maybe that's just me. Switcheroo! I know we've got a peacock to visit, but a quick flickaroo can't hurt. Alright, let's have a quick flickaroo. So I know there is fish here. On the way up to the tip we fished here and I caught a few, and I actually caught a few here last night, but of course I didn't have the camera on, so I'll see if I can get one on the line this morning. Ooh, did you see that? Lure attack. That was a lure attack. No fish though. Let's try again. Oh, bad. Straight into the tree. Fishing here, but we've got a cow spectating in the background on the other side. It's always good to have a couple of spectators. Here's another spectator. Oh, there's a bunch of them. 4 cows just cruising over the other side of the river there. I'll just ask him what he's up to. Moo. Moo. Oh, he must be busy. Unfortunately, no love from the fishies this morning, but let's see what Bad Gaz is up to, have a quick exercise sesh, and then get back on the road to Coen. Back in the troopy this morning and ready to go. So we're just north of Coen at this campsite called The Bend, but we're basically at Coen. We'll be there in a couple of minutes, I believe. After leaving camp, it's only a 3-kilometre drive into the rural town of Coen, which I've read had a population of only 320 people during the most recent census in 2021. And I reckon this town pretty much marks the halfway point of our journey back down the Cape York Peninsula. On our way through town, we thought we'd park truck Norris, head into the hotel and have a feed. But unfortunately, the place was full, so we pretty much just checked out this fish tank for a few minutes, ripped a Yui and jumped back in the car. The next stop now is Musgrave Roadhouse, which is 108 kilometres ahead. But before we head there, we're just going to check out this giant bull, which I think is actually the same one we saw around here on our way up to the tip a while back.
That's the big one.
Imagine walking out of your house just to take your bins out or something, and you come across this unit. G'day, mate. G'day, mate.
Not interested.
Must be busy. We leave the sealed road behind and it's not too long until we're back on that classic red Aussie dirt. And sure, we've got a few corrugations to deal with, but they're really not too bad at the moment. All is going well, we're soaking in the scenery without a care in the world until we spot some suspicious looking smoke ahead, which we're quickly approaching. Before too long, the smoke fills the sky in front of us, the car stinks of burning wood, and things are starting to feel a little bit sketchy. It's a bit scary driving through the smoky zones. There's still a bit of smouldering happening off the side of the road here. Quite a bit of smoke around too. I'm not sure if this is a planned burn used as a land management strategy, or if this is a wildfire similar to the one that we had to dodge a few episodes back on our way to Gunshot Creek. That does not look good, does it?
No, that looks terrible.
A bit concerning, Gaz. This is getting worse. Just want to be careful we don't drive into too big of a smoke cloud that we can't see and then we can't drive out of, so definitely being pretty aware of that. Feeling, because this is the only road in and out of here. We don't have any reception either. Eventually, the smoke clears and we're back to beautiful blue skies, but it was actually a bit scary how quickly we were surrounded by the smoke then. Thankfully, that situation wasn't too bad, but I can see how things can escalate quickly.
Made it through the smoke. It's a lot better on this side, but it's very bumpy.
After putting some distance between ourselves and that fire, we pull over to check that the corrugations aren't shaking anything loose, which certainly does happen. We've been okay so far, but I've heard some horror stories, and we've met a few people along the way now who have had bits shake off. Also, sorry about the butt shot here, folks. You'd think Bad Gaz could have picked a better filming angle, but apparently not, because this is what we've got. All seems okay, so we're back on the road. See ya, Gaz!
Caught behind Venetian blinds, out of reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong. Hey, look at me, man, what I've become. I've been running east, looking for a sunset, digging deep.
So by now you might be thinking, this 108 kilometres to Musgrave Roadhouse is really taking a long time, and I'm actually thinking the same thing. So I pull over and check the map, and it looks like a conundrum has occurred. Somehow Bad Gaz and I have driven right past Musgrave Station, and it didn't really register that we were going to pull in there and get some video. So what I'll do though is I'll drop a bit of video that we took of that roadhouse on our way up to the tip, so I'll put that in now, and then I'll jump back to current time of us continuing our journey back down. This roadhouse offers fuel, meals and drinks, as well as basic groceries, and I've read on their website that they have campsites, cabins and units with en-suites as accommodation options as well. While we were here, I was lucky enough to bump into the Aussie adventure legend himself, Russell Coit, and snap a quick pic. I've got to say though, he was definitely quieter than I would have thought. And here we are now, back to current time, back on the road. We've just pulled over on the side of the road here, just at this little rest stop type thing. And looks like we found some water, so of course, got the rod ready. Let's have a quick flick and see if we can find any fish around. Oh, pretty dirty water, I can't really see in there at all. The best looking water we've seen. Oh, just had a good hit down there. Oh, didn't hook anything though. Missed it. Just on the way back up to the car here, and I'm pretty sure I found some creepy snake skin. We never like coming across snake skin. From Musgrave Roadhouse, we have 63k to do to Hann River Roadhouse. And I think we're about here, so we've kind of already done about 2/3 of that trip. And we've made it to the final destination of this adventure, the Hann River Roadhouse. Similarly to Musgrave, this roadhouse has fuel, hot meals, a campground, and I think even a small mechanical workshop and showers. It seems to be a pretty popular destination for those passing by, as when I had a look, it had a 4.6 star rating and about 200 Google reviews. The real question on my mind though is, will old mate Peacock be in town today? And folks, I'm happy to say that he certainly is. When we stopped in on our way to the tip, he was giving these ducks a hard time, but he seems to be a bit more chilled out today. I'm not sure what exactly I'm witnessing, but it looks like this peacock has had enough of these little bush chicken things. It's hard to appreciate through the camera, but the feathers on this weapon really pop and almost look metallic in colour. Really cool to see. From here, we head down to the nearby Hann River, where, spoiler alert, I catch my first ever barramundi in the next video. There's got to be at least one more curious fish amongst the timber here, surely. Oh yeah, there he is. Oh, he's angry. Feel free to check it out once it's posted, or you can jump over to the channel and check out some previous missions there. Thanks for joining me today. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe for more adventures. Yes! Yes! That was the Barra dance.